Hey kids, InvertedCow here, and welcome to Empyrion. We are playing a little game of Ironman. Basically, the rule is every person will start with the same planet seed, the same planet, same landing, same everything. And we will land on the planet, and you have one death. Only one death. Should you die, you are out. Joining me on this season, the host, Captain Adonis, Zanfen, Lift Pizzas, Truth Seeker 22, Virus, Grandpa, CLmech, Haladmer, and PJ Dog Mum. ShaiQuera. Hey kids, InvertedCow here, and welcome back to Empyrion Ironman Challenge. Last episode I ran around, gathered a whole whack of experience points and whatnot. I continued doing that off camera for another day or two. Got myself up to level 7. Unlocked my thrusters. Yes, just my single level thrusters and everything else that I needed. Kind of pointless making the warp drive and warp tank because, yeah, I can't leave sector, so no problem. Researched pretty much everything else I'm going to research on small vessels, except maybe I'll do ventilator. Also did my research for my tier 2 drill and ore scanner and whatnot. So I have made, believe it or not, all those things. I made my drill, my ore scanner, my texture tool, color tool, and a handful of blocks for making a small vessel. So we're just going to scoop everything into inventory. One button click works better. And it's first thing in the morning. The sun is just coming up now. Okay, just wanted to make sure I emptied that. That's where I cook all the meat. I ground up a whole bunch of those ulic guys. Also, all the vegetables and produce that I've harvested, as you can see, it is all turned to spoiled food as I had wanted it to. And yes, that is intentional. The point of that is to go here, and I believe it's under components. We will make biofuel. In fact, we'll make a whole whack of biofuel. Also, I've got this O2 generator on the ground here. I put in a couple of these large packs. It's still running. Yeah, it's still running. I've got lots of oxygen producing, so I'm not going to bother putting the other pack in there. I'm just let that go on one pack for now. And it's, whoops, I need this as well. Why? You can go in there. Always need those. No, I don't. Whatever. Okay. Load this. Alright, now we're going to give it a shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to build a small vessel right here with some of the material that I have in my inventory. Unfortunately, one of the things that really annoys me is there's no way to build that off the ground without building my own base. Oh, I'm right over top of your spawner. Terribly sorry there, dude. blow that darn spawner up here. Okay, I've got some hardened steel blocks, but not very many. Just simply don't have the number of resources to do anything with that. Okay, and yeah, they've, just in case people couldn't figure it out before, you know, which side is the front? I don't know. The front part. Yeah. Okay. Do I want to go 3 wide or 2 wide? Let's go 3. Trying to decide how I want to build. That's it. There you go. Flying block. Okay, well, I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to build or how I'm going to build. I'm going to probably do a little bit of cut and pause and cut and edit and cut and pause and cut and edit. That kind of thing, because, you know, me and building, I could be at this for hours trying to figure this out. What exactly I want to build or how. So I'm going to pause here for a bit. I will come back after I have built a little bit more of this shuttle and figure out what I'm going to actually build, and we'll pick it up in a snip. So don't go away. Be right back. Okay, we have kind of built just the basic standard core set of blocks here. It's of course, walk off things. Can't get back up on top here. This cockpit, which has the ability to see through to the bottom. Single downward thruster. I'm going to put a second downward thruster on at some point here. 1 generator, 2 fuel tanks, 2 fridges, cargo or ammo box, 2 oxygen tanks. I've got a cargo box on either side and constructor in the middle. Kind of thing set up here. We're just going, because I'm just using the level 1 thrusters. I mean, it's not really designed for this isn't really a large vessel of any sort, shape, style, or color. It's very much a floating or flying brick. That being said, I try to keep the thrusters away from the core as much as I can. So what we're going to do is I need upward thrust. We're going to go here and here. Actually, I want to lift this off the ground and see if I can hold it up just a tiny bit here. See if we got some fuel cooked up. And we do. Okay. Manage this. Have some fuel and view Y. I have no, whoops. Good enough. Y. Jump out. is something that's always bothered me about this game with the way things are set up. It's very hard to build when you place the core and it immediately drops the core on the ground. So everything you have to build underneath, or you have to take the core out and rebuild it. I'd rather not do that. 2 miniguns, right. So this, we're going to fasten these miniguns on. Can I go back 1 block, please? Thank you. And can you match that on the other side, or you're going to be fussy? Yeah, you're going to be fussy. Okay. Put you like that. That. I'm going to carry this keel right down to the aft here. Now we'll put on our downward thrusters. One there. One there. Yeah, I'll have to put mirror mode on at some point here in order to do the building on this thing. Side thruster there. And then we'll go iron blocks. Like so. Yes, this is very much not designed as a pretty looking vessel. In fact, it's entirely pure functional at this point. Normally, I don't build pretty ships or nice looking vessels until I've actually got to the point where I can actually build something reasonably good. For now, this is strictly it's strictly more of an issue of get something functional and built. So once again, I'm going to pause here and continue working on getting this thing fixed up a little bit more. Basically the same thruster pattern is going to match on the sides, and then I'll try to make it a little bit more decorative. I've got to put armor plating and such on the sides and whatnot. So don't go away, kids. We'll be right back. Hey kids, we are in the SV. It is very much only partially built. See if I can just scroll around view here. As you can see, I have my upward thrusters on. I don't have all of my directional thrusters on. I was in the middle of building a couple of components, and somebody came by to start shooting at me. Yes, I forgot. As soon as you start building a small vessel, it's the same as putting a core block down for a capital vessel. For a base, the computer starts sending things over. Unfortunately, as soon as you start building a small vessel, it sends over this thing. Now, I don't know what to do with it. As I said, I have very little control on this vessel. In fact, I'm drifting all over the place. And I'm half done building, but I have to lure this stupid patrol vessel away. Unfortunately, I really don't have the fuel for any extended firefight against this thing. And there is no way I have a bunker built for parking parking this SV in. I probably will eventually build something. Usually, when I start building a base or a bunker like this, where I'm using a existing base, I will build some of those things. So I'm going to kind of lure this guy away here for a bit. If I can find on my map where I am, there's my civil hub. Okay, I'll go westward a bit. We're going to turn off inertial dampeners. We'll see if we can get this joker to follow us. That's right there, sunshine. You keep coming. Yeah, I literally just managed to get it unstuck from the railings, so I could finish building the side of this thing. I have only one upward thrust, or one downward thrusters, and I have no side thrust on this side. Like, none of my thrusters on this side are built. Or if it's on there, it's not functioning correctly. But I don't think it's actually on there, because I didn't build it in mirror mode. I didn't put that thruster on in mirror mode. I was just building a couple of spare thrusters and components so I could finish building the top of this. I have one thruster in my inventory. If I could land and put it on, I can at least get myself some directional control. Okay, you're here. Where are we gonna go? Let's go over here. No, let's not go over here. Let's go over here. See if you follow me over this way a bit. Watching much little fuel I don't have go down quickly here. This guy is going to throw a wrench in the works like you wouldn't believe. Ordinarily, the patrol vessel, I never really think about it too much because it's such a non-issue for the most part. It usually ends up getting stuck in a mountainside or a hilltop someplace. And then is absolutely no threat whatsoever. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to give myself a little head start on it here. Fly away. And hope I don't run out of fuel before I get where I'm going. Or run into any more hostiles without being able to dogfight. Sorry for the recording quality. Just, it wasn't exactly expected to be engaged in aerial combat with this thing. Side, and I don't have that side in place. Okay, inertial dampeners on. Thrust down. It's like playing Space Engineers all over again. Drifting. The problem is the thruster on the one side is pushing me, trying to correct. Which is why I'm always drifting to okay, you worms, I don't care about you. Good enough. Let's hit the ground. Okay. I was going to come over here later and tear this apart. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sometimes trying to place things in mirror mode, things go on a bit backwards. Really done without that jerk going and shooting bullet holes into my half-built vessel here. Why does that seem? Because it's off. You're supposed to go there. And like that. Okay. There's our CV on its way over here, as you can see. Turn off this. Out of the drone. Okay, now at least I can fly. Now at some point in time I have to get some ammunition together so I can actually shoot this thing. The problem I've had is every time I have fought this particular CV, well mind you any of the CVs in this game, the battle itself is not usually that hard, but the CV itself becomes completely useless. It's unstable. I've had them glitch through the planet. I've had them turn into worthless things. It's like you waste thousands of rounds of ammunition knocking the thing down, and then it's absolutely impossible to do anything with it. You can't harvest it for resources, you can't blow it up, nothing. This particular CV I haven't found where its soft spot is yet. Last one of these I tried to fight, I sunk probably about 1,000 rockets into it before I actually got it to stop doing anything, and it was still flying. There's just this giant collection of combat steel. Taking it out with 2 miniguns is absolutely not going to happen. Well, the only thing I can do with it is disable its flight mode by taking out some of its thrusters and assorted internal component. But I am running low on oxygen because I'm flying a vessel with no oxygen stored. There we go. I want to see if I can get this thing to fit inside that cargo hold on the civil hub. I'm just waiting for this guy to come a little bit closer over here. His attack is from above, or like he's got very little or no upper turrets. Some of the other ones are literally plastered with turrets, which makes them almost impossible to hurt. That particular one is strictly turrets underneath. As you can see now, it's pelting the heck out of that that little survival thing. It's going to blast through the walls and knock out the core of that bunker. That's part of the reason why I don't build any anything base-wise on a planet now with these capital vessels flying around there. Almost impossible to do anything with. Okay, there's my trade center. There is one trade center I used to see a lot, but I don't see anymore, or haven't seen it anyway. Had an actual hangar bay on it you could fly into. I think it's the Akua one, which is probably why I never find it, because I never play Akua planets. There goes my fuel. I was hoping to make it a little bit further. Come on the bike. Come on, let's get going. Go. Something. Always something. Alright, I need the fuel. Ship doesn't fly for long on just a couple of cans of petrol. Now I'm going to try... Yeah, I can't even make... I don't have enough promethium to make anything. I have to go mining promethium to get enough to do anything. That's why I made this the ore scanner. I don't know if I can fit that ship into here or not. My concern is, of course, if I do, it might actually try to shoot through the base to knock that ship out. But we'll see. Where is my... Oh, that's one of the guards. Guards wandering the desert. They still won't shoot the animals, but they'll wander the desert. Controls. Fill all. Power on, please. Dampeners on. And see if we can get inside here. How much in did we get? Close the door. How's that for a parking job? Glad you liked it. There we go, she's in. Hopefully, when that CV flies overhead next time, it won't try to shoot this through the building. However, if it does start shooting holes through the building, I should have at least the ability to do something about it. So I'm going to attempt to finish this little ship up here. I'm going to do a little bit more work on it, see what I can do. See if I can finish these blocks around the rear end here on both sides so that it's all done. And that kind of thing. I would very much like to remove this thing, but I'm not going to. For now, I'll use that for cover until I can get an actual landing spot built. I'll probably do is tunnel out underneath. I'll tunnel underneath one of these landing pads or something. But there you have it. That's the a little small vessel I'm getting geared up for. Wednesday will be our first POI raid. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to, between now and then, get a couple of weapons together, some ammunition and such built. I was hoping to fire this off quickly and then run over and do some mining. I really have to go mining for some promethium very quickly. Otherwise I will have no bullets, and doing a raid on a POI with no bullets is not exactly going to be my idea of a good time. But there was one here by the lakeside that appeared in finger quotes to have no hostile guys are flying around it, so I might go over there and deal with that. How about map, please? Thank you. I also want to go and see what's left of the wood cabin now that that thing has gone and blasted it to pieces. This residence, I haven't looted any more than the initial run through and grab, same as the one over here. Both of these are going to get ransacked fairly heavily. I'll blow the cores out, I'll strip them down quite a lot, and I was going to use this and load this full of gear, but we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, I don't have time between now and Wednesday to record too many more episodes of me doing that, so I'm going to do that off camera a little bit here and there, and we'll see how it goes. And if I have any issues or things such as that stupid CV flying over and deciding to take pot shots at me, I'll try to get some of that on camera, but we'll see. So thanks all for watching, kids. This is InvertedCow Ironman on Empyrion. Good night for now.